10:53, a little bit of change. Home Builders Remodelers of the Metro East Association. Good morning, Shannon. How are we doing?
Good morning, CJ. Hey, the sun is shining again in Illinois, so it's a great day.
Well, and I mean, we are close. We are
Yes.
about as close as we could be to the Home Expo. How's everything going?
It's going amazing. The show again is March 8th, 9th, and 10th at Belclair Fairgrounds in Belleville. And let me just tell you, it has exploded. We're really excited about this year's expo. We've got now right at 150 booths at the show for this year. It's sold out. There's really no more space left available. So what that means for the consumers is there's tons of opportunity to check out projects, materials, providers of services for your home, whether it's inside or out. We've got everything from a tree farm that's going to be there with trees and shrubs to some landscapers to show you the newest cutting edge stuff that you can do outside your home to increase your curb value or build your outdoor kitchen you've always dreamed of, or whatever the case may be. And then we've got builders, remodelers, all the different materials you could think for your home. And then, you know what's really cool this year, CJ, something different we did was we have incorporated local vendors. There's going to be a local honey vendor there. There's going to be a gourmet chocolate vendor there. There's going to be a vendor that does homemade wood signs for your home, inside or out. We've got a guy that does custom boulders for your home or for gifts. It's amazing some of the things he can do. So it's not just windows and siding. You know, home shows and ours is a Home Expo, and that's why we named it a Home Expo. We're giving people all the different areas, the small and the big. It's not just siding and windows anymore.
Well, and that's, you know, on top of it, let me add another component to this. If I remember correctly, which always gets dangerous, I am going. Well, yeah, no kidding. I am going to be there. I'm going to be there a lot, but we're going to be doing the show. We'll talk about when we're doing that one with all the other local media experts as well and local personalities.
Yep.
But also, Shannon, I love the fact that you're having the discounted material. Correct?
Yes.
That's
so we have what we
huge.
call it's big, CJ. We have what we call our contractors resale or yard sale, whichever you'd like to call it. It's basically contractors and members of our association and vendors that, you know, they all have these jobs, right? That Mary Sue wanted to order gray cabinets, let's say for her kitchen. And they come in and Mary Sue decides that's not quite the gray I want. Or she changed the floor plan and the cabinets weren't going to fit anymore. So our many of the contractors in the area and our members and some of the vendors, they then donate that material to the Home Builders and Remodelers Association. And we have this amazing contractors yard sale or resale. And then the really cool part that I'm really proud of, when it's over, anything that's left over that the public doesn't buy, guess what? We donate it all to Habitat for Humanity for their causes.
No kidding. That's wonderful.
Yes. So it's another association helping another association in the community, and it's all working together. And this material is sold basically at cents on the dollar. You know, it's way discounted from what you'd pay if you went into a retail store. And it's all new stuff. It's not like it's used stuff that's been banged up. There might be a few things that have dent and dings, you know what I mean? But it's new material that they weren't able to use. I know I've got a ton of flooring that's going to be there: carpet, ceramic tile, wood flooring. I know there's going to be some plumbing stuff. I know there's going to be some cabinets. I know I really don't know 100% everything that's going to be there till the week of the show and they all start bringing it in. But and it's like, oh my, how much stuff is coming? So that's going on the entire time of the show. And it's cash and carry. There's an ATM on site at the show if people want to get cash to make purchases. And we have volunteers that are running that area. And it's in the room at the expo hall where the main stage is, where all the local performers are going to be performing all weekend. And we've got one of the ones I'm really excited about. I'm excited about all of them, but I feel honored that we're going to have the Special Olympics gold medal winning cheerleading team performing at the expo. They'll be performing Friday at noon on the main stage.
That's incredible.
I know, isn't that cool?
That's really
and they
cool.
went to Germany and they won a gold medal, and they're from our area. And then we're also going to have the Special Olympics dance company performing on Sunday. So we've got performances like that. We've got karate demonstrations. We've got a canine units, maybe a couple of them that are going to be there at different times. There is a performing artist out of the Missouri area that is a Willie Nelson impersonator. It is blown up on social media when I posted that he was going to be at the Home Expo. And remember, it's free to attend. And this isn't just come in and look at siding and windows. There are things for your kids to do. We have our carpenters, Mid-America Regional Carpenters Union is going to be there, and they're going to have an interactive item that kids can build and work with their hands. We've got the Wild Treehouse animals are going to be there, which is a rescue place that has all kinds of crazy
Treehouse
animals.
Wildlife.
Yeah, Treehouse Wildlife.
They're right down the road. They're right down the road in Dow, and they are wonderful.
Yeah. So they're going to be there with the animals. We've got the Clydesdales are going to be there Friday afternoon between 1 and 3. We've got, pet adoptions going on Saturday and Sunday with the Belleville Humane Society. So I guess my point to all of it, CJ, is my goal with this show and for the HBR, our goal was to have it as an event. It's not just come and look at siding and windows. You know, sometimes home shows get that bad rap. Oh my gosh, there was a lot of windows and siding. Those are still important components, right? But we want to have all the other things for the public. We're going to have 2 or 3 different branches of the military there, sharing information and doing some demonstrations. So Belleville is going to be bringing out potentially their SWAT teams and their SWAT vehicles and just all kinds of stuff going on. No. They're big.
Well, and Shannon, not to cut you off, but I just think what's amazing about this is you guys could have gone about this one or two ways. Like you said, windows, siding, generic stuff, or you can really involve the entire home, because a home just isn't the material that makes up it. It's the people inside, the pets, all the fun you can have and all the memories and I think that's what I love about this so much is it really is a true home expo.
Yeah, it is. It's an expo. It's not just a home show. And, you know, the community has been very engaging with it. We're getting tons of great feedback already. The vendors are excited to be a part of this particular expo because of the way things have been structured. And then, you know, add in the local celebrity element. We're going to have Favaz from KSHE there on Friday afternoon. We'll have Courtney Landrum from 106.5 The Arch on Saturday 11 to 1. Then on Sunday, we've got Billy Greenwood from The Bull. So we've got all the different genres of music represented and some of the local celebrities there. And then Fox 2 will be there on Friday filming their noon show. They're going to be on site with a whole crew and setup studio at the expo to film their noon show live from the expo. That's pretty exciting. So come out around noon on Friday when the show opens at 11. But at noon, you can meet some of the local celebrities from Fox 2 if you want to. So there's just a lot going on. And remember, it's free. We're not charging a penny.
It's free, and I'm going to be there. You can meet me. You know?
CJ, I forgot. Wait a minute. Wait, the biggest celebrity of all. My favorite, CJ's going to be there. And he's going to be there multiple times, if I remember correctly.
I will be there a time or two.
So look for CJ, everybody, all of his listeners out there, when you come by to see him. He will be in a very special red media booth at the expo. It's got red draping where all the rest of the show is in blue or white. CJ's booth is in red. So you can find him easily, and he'll be doing some live broadcasting from the show throughout the weekend. We're excited to have him.
I'm really excited to be a part of it, too, and really just being a part of a lineup that you say local celebrity. It's true. And I can say that I will be the least known, but I will be the most exciting. That's for sure. Shannon, what's going on in the world of the home rebuilding and remodeling industry that you'd like to fill us in on?
Let me tell you about some stuff going on. You know, the lovely state of Illinois, there's a common misconception out there that I continue to hear. I was at a meeting this morning, a military affairs committee meeting, and it rose again at this meeting, and I've heard it several times over the course of the last several months. There's a misconception that the housing affordability problem that is out there across the United States, not just here locally, is because of the builders, right? Consumers think, well, builders, they want to make all the money they can make, and it's because they keep raising the prices, and it's because of suppliers. They keep raising the prices. Well, I'm here to tell you, and I want your listeners to know, it is not because of the builders. It is not just because of supply issues. It is because of the continuing to come out of Springfield within the state or federally that are affecting the cost of housing. I'm going to tell you about one specifically, Stretch 21. It was the new energy code that was passed back in November that went into effect January 1st. And our builders got to comply, I believe June 1st is the deadline to comply. And basically what this code has done is it says, okay, it's affecting the R factors of insulation and how a home is insulated. And it's insulation ratings that they're using in Northern Illinois and Canada, okay? Where it gets really cold up there in Canada, Montana, places like that, right?
Right.
It's cold. We don't get that cold here for the most part. Well, that new law, it's not a code, it's a law that went into effect January 1st, is going to impact the cost of a house anywhere from $4,500 to $6,500.
Oh my.
That's a lot of money for something we don't need in this part of the state. So those are the kinds of things that are impacting on a monthly, on a yearly basis, the cost of housing continuing to go up.
Well,
and go ahead.
You're in the thick of this, and really are in the know and really have your finger on the pulse here. But just my impression that I always see looking at articles and press releases submitted by the state, you can't pass the buck to the builder because of the policy that you pass. That's just,
Correct.
I mean, it's just amazing to me that a government, and it's, people are going to go, CG, quit attacking the state government. It's not just there's numerous state governments that do this.
Exactly. It's not just Illinois. It's across the country in lots of places, and some of it coming out of Washington, D.C. even, that impacts us at the state level.
Well, and two, I'm sure it really causes some friction whenever you have a state legislator or a federal legislator blaming, just boldface blaming the builder and then the industry for the problem and not looking in the mirror and going, oh, that might be because we passed this piece of legislation.
Exactly. And it's not, that's just one example. That's just one example. There are so many examples, and we're dealing with this stuff on a daily basis. There's some new things starting to surface out of Springfield, that there's talks of some bills for this year that are just crazy, the impact that it can have to housing. And we're on top of it, and we're starting all the discussions that we need to start. But we need the public to start having those discussions too. We encourage residents and consumers in Illinois to reach out to your politicians and say, stop regulating things that are impacting the cost of our houses, that are making them go high. We just had an economist in from Washington, D.C. last Friday that spoke to a group of about 70 leaders in the community and business owners and about the forecast of housing. And he shared with us that every $1,000 increase in a house, it puts out a certain percentage of the public automatically to not be able to afford that house. Every $1,000. So another example of that would be the EV charger issue that we dealt with last year. They were trying to pass a law and a regulation that every new home built would have a complete EV setup in it.
What?
Not just the wiring and harness, but the entire charging system. And our perspective as builders are, let the consumer that wants that pay for that on their own. Don't mandate that. So we fought that, and we got a compromise. We went from having adding to the price of the house anywhere from $3,000 to $4,000 down to about $800, because now we have to put the wiring harness and the wiring ready to go in every new home. But still, that's $800 more that the cost of that house was impacted. When how many people want that in their home? Why are we mandating that it has to be in every home? So those are the kinds of things. And the public has to start talking to your local representatives, your senators within the state of Illinois. Let them know how you feel about that. Because again, putting something on a piece of paper that ultimately doesn't make sense, and it ends up up costing the consumer more money, and it's costing the builder more money. They're not raising their profits. They're doing what they have to do to follow the law and the regulations that are being put forth from our politicians.
100%. And Shannon, that's why I'm so glad that you joined us on this show, because this is very important. That will directly affect us in some way, shape, or form eventually. And the fact that you have the time to come on and fill us in on that, also by raising awareness for the expo, but most importantly, the real things like the legislative measures that are being taken. I really can't thank you enough for your insights.
Well, we appreciate the opportunity to reach your listeners, CJ, and let people know. And they don't know. It's tainted so many times with what we hear across different forms of media. And a lot of times they're only hearing one side of it. And the builder side of it is we're not here as builders just to make as much money as we can. We're in business. They're in business to make money just like anybody is that has a business. But we are being ridden hard with all of these regulations and stipulations and laws that they're putting in place. And the most frustrating thing about it, it's coming from people that don't understand how to build a house, don't understand the impact of these decisions that they're making, don't understand the cost that it causes, to the consumer. So, everybody out there listening, talk to your senators, talk to your local representatives, talk to your local community leaders. Let them know that we have to stop. We have to stop. We want growth in Illinois. We don't want everybody leaving Illinois. We want people to have affordable housing. Another thing that's coming from the HBR, some of our members, they have shifted gears and tried to go to a more affordable housing. I have a couple of builders that just recently released some new floor plans, and they're in the $235,000 to $245,000 range. You're not seeing that a lot these days. New homes being built for that. It's a smaller lot, a little bit smaller house, and it's more affordable for people. So our builders are trying to conform and do things to give options to consumers, but the regulatory weight has got to stop. That's what I'm going to call it, regulatory weight.
Well, you're 100% right, Shannon. And unfortunately, we're a little bit out of time today, and we're pushed past the show normal runtime. But anytime I get the chance to really talk with you about these issues, it's so refreshing to hear that there's work being done, and it's being done by the Home Builders Remodelers of the Metro East. We'll talk again soon, Shannon, and have a great rest of your Tuesday. And we got to figure out some time that I'm going to be broadcasting live from the Home Expo.
That sounds great, CJ. Have a great day. Thanks so much.
No problem. Thank you. We are out of time. I will see you back here tomorrow live for more of our daily show. On that note, have a great day. But most importantly, like always, try your best to, stay out of jail.